television production needs. Choose from a variety of creative TV and radio packages and see why AMP2 TV works with many major companies, including Comcast, Bravo, and Fox 29, as well as individuals and businesses of all types and sizes. To see samples of their work or to find out more, visit their website at amp2.tv. That's AMP2.tv. Or call them at 1-866-224-5422. That's 866-224-5422.
The opinions expressed on the following sponsored program are strictly those of the host, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors.
Are you ready? It is your time to take a few moments from your busy day to unwind, be inspired, and listen to the psychic insights of your host, empowerment psychic, Halley, Elise, a top 100 psychic, speaker, and author. Off air, be sure to connect with Halley at HalleyElise.com. And now, the Halley Elise Show.
Whoops, that would help, wouldn't it? Okay, you would think this is the first night I've done this. Hopefully those of you who were listening 30 seconds ago weren't wondering, where's the sound? I didn't have the mic in front of me. How do you like that? Talk about mind being somewhere else. Usually I'm very present when I'm here. Okay, so reminder to self, never start talking unless the mic is in front of you. Sorry, I have to laugh at things because otherwise I'd scream. It's really funny how you start to say something and your mind is in one direction and then you find yourself moving into a different direction. And I find that happens all the time with me when I'm doing an event, specifically the gallery, the psychic gallery. I talk about how I do a 360. You'll often find me sharing something and then there seems to be a parable that's attached to it. And I go from there to something else, but I always do that 360 and I come back. I started to say, prior to the mic being where it belongs, that I was talking with the producer prior to the show. See again, so sorry. And we were talking about what was the theme for this evening. And the theme for this evening is receiving, which is contrary to how we're brought up. Most of us are brought up with the idea of giving. Whether it's a religious concept or it's familial, even when it comes to being really little and we're told to share our toys. Oh, honey, you have enough toys. Go ahead and share with so-and-so, right? It's giving. We get older and all of a sudden somebody says, oh, I really like that shirt, or you look handsome, or you look beautiful. And what is the response typically? Oh, well, yeah, I bought this shirt at, or, oh, yeah, thanks, I just got out of. Meaning we find excuses or reasons to validate why we're going to take a compliment. And the funny thing is, we don't end up taking it. We end up finding ways to circumvent the compliment. Now, what's fascinating to me about this, and interesting at the same time, is why are we not able to receive? Why is it so difficult for us to say thank you? But not just thank you because someone's giving us a compliment, but thank you because, yes, you know what, they're right. I do look good today. Or, yes, they're recognizing that I did a job well done. Or, yes, I'm allowed to actually be in a place of receiving. Something to give some thought to. How often do we allow ourselves to be given something? And an example is, you're out to lunch and your friend says, oh, I'll take care of it. And you say, no, I have it. And friend says, no, let me treat. I wanted to treat. That was my intention. And you turn around and say, no, but I don't want you to spend the money. And I know you have the kids. And I know you have this. And I know you have that. Well, when you do that, not only are you not receiving, but you're also letting the other person know that their gift to you, and their gift is not just saying, let me take care of lunch. It's the idea that they're saying they thought about you beforehand. that they wanted to do something for you, they wanted to give, you're telling them that their ability to give really doesn't have any sort of validity. Give some thought to this, simply because, especially nowadays, we are living in a time, and I just keep shaking my head. I was talking to my daughter on the phone yesterday, the day before, I believe yesterday, and we were just talking about observations of people and how they're interacting, and mindset is different. We seem to have hit this bell curve where things are turning, and I truly believe they can go in one direction or another, versus moving all the way up and over that curve. We may be falling back down. Are we losing some of what we've known for years and years and years, which is to be present with other people? Now, I've brought this up in a myriad of ways. The idea truly is to be able to say, I'm open to give, but I am open to receive. Because when you are in a mode of receiving, it's not just a compliment. That means you're open to receiving money, you're open to receiving love, you're open to receiving friendship, camaraderie, assistance if your vehicle breaks down, assistance if you're mourning the loss of a loved one, assistance if your babysitter decides at the last minute they can't make it and you have somewhere to be. When you actually allow yourself to exist in a state of receiving, then that openness allows much more than you think. Again, not just a compliment. There is so much more there that you can take in. So, a little bit to think about. I believe we have James on the line. James, are you there?
I'm here.
Hi, how are you? I'm good, thank you. And yourself?
Fantastic.
Wonderful. Did you have a specific question this evening?
Yes, I did. Last time you spoke, we spoke, it's been a while.
Okay.
You said there looked like some type of legal documentation that I was going to be presented with and I needed to sign, but that never happened at this time. I think there was some holdups. And the other thing, as you were just speaking about, receive, what can I do at this time to generate income?
Okay. All right. So as far as the legal signing document type of thing, there's still that feel around you. I know my timing is not always 100%. It's very funny because some people will say, oh my gosh, it was Johnny on the spot, and others say, oh my gosh, it was exactly right 6 months after the fact. So bear with me with that. I know that sometimes
they're still going through.
Yes, it doesn't feel like it's complete yet, but it definitely is moving forward. So kind of hang in there for a little bit as far as that goes. As to just generating income, but not really looking for a new business, a new career, have you given any thought to fooling around on the computer? And I don't mean to be facetious, but there are so many things that you could do as a freelancer just by interacting on the computer. I would take a look at the sites that actually promote individuals selling services, selling abilities. And it could be anything from answering a phone for someone to creating something to helping them on the computer. And it all can be done distance. It doesn't have to be where you have to run out and do it. But it would at least create some income. The other thing, though, believe it or not, is how about offering a little service to some of your neighbors? They need a ride somewhere, so you can help them with that. Creating things that are manageable right now that aren't going to be laborious to you or take up too much time. Feels like that would be more comfortable than going out and getting something for 60 hours a week.
Yeah.
But the overall impression is just, I want to say part-time types of employ that, again, would be easy for you. And I think you're limiting yourself as to what you can do, thinking, but you have this goal in mind of where you're supposed to be and how it's supposed to be done, which is wonderful, but you also have to get your head back into the place to be able to do that. And that's why I say going back to being in a position where it's a lot of hours and it's a constant, my heart tells me would be too much at this moment. That makes sense?
Yes.
Okay. So let me make a little suggestion, if I may. Take a piece of paper.
Okay, please do.
Sure. Take a piece of
Hold on
paper.
1 second. Okay.
Okay. I guess James is getting his paper.
Yes, I am.
Okay.
Okay, I'm ready.
All right. Make 3 columns. First column, write down things that I would love to do if money was not a consideration. Second column is things that I'm okay to do, but not full time. Third column is things that I'm open to trying. Make a list. When you get done with the list in each column, really take a look at what jumps out at you, because I guarantee from the 3 different columns there, you will have things that jump out. And then...
Okay, on that third column, you said things that I'd like to try?
Things that you like to try, things that you're open to. Absolutely. So I'm going to give a funny example. I have a dear friend who hadn't spoken to him forever. We got on the phone, and he's helping somebody with a project. And the guy's been out of work for a really long time, but he hasn't. And let me explain what I mean. He's been out of work in the sense of doing his career, but he's been doing all of these unique jobs, having a blast. His most recent was on a boat, helping people go down in a cage so that they could be surrounded by sharks. Now, this is not something I personally want to do, and I don't necessarily get that you want to do this. But what I'm saying is be creative with this last column. What would you be open to doing to be compensated? And once you have the page full, if you find that you're inspired to do more, do more. But the bottom line is to then look at the things that jump out at you and make a priority list. And decide what's the one that really tickles your fancy, and the second one, the third one. And when you're looking at that, then go online and see what's available. Because my heart tells me that you're going to find something that just feels like, yeah, oh, that would be fun, and get paid for it at the same time. Because where you are,
Okay.
this is not permanent. I know you know that, but there's impatience here. It's like, oh, but come on already. I need to have like steady numbers coming in that I can be comfortable with, and I get that, and it's coming. It's just not immediate. So in the interim, if you do this, if you find the things that would make you smile and you're still getting some money, then it will make the time pass faster. Plus, you will have money to work with.
Okay.
Okay, my friend?
All right. Is there any time frame that you see a turnaround coming?
Okay, what are we in? We are in August, September.
Yep.
I'm leaning towards within 3 months. So it's relatively quick considering how much time has already passed. Because I feel like you've been going through the craziness for over a year.
Well over a year.
Yeah. But as far as getting to a place where, there's joy attached to bringing money in, that's around the corner for you. And it's simply, like I said, doing things for now that will make you feel good and that also generate that income. And the other thing I just want to bring up too is you're really good with helping other people. And it's funny because I don't feel like you like to show people that, meaning you could go and rescue some little old lady who fell off a stoop, but you wouldn't tell anybody that you did it. You're very modest when it comes to that, but you've got a nice heart there. It's okay to be able to receive. I'm going back to receiving when you do something nice for somebody else. Please remember that.
Okay.
Thanks so much, James. We're going to take a quick break, and
Thank you.
hopefully I'll hear from you as things turn around with your excitement and joy.
Thank you very much.
My pleasure. Good night. All right, folks, we'll be right back. The Halley Elise Show after this break. This is your empowerment psychic, Halley Elise, one of the top 100 psychics in America. For over 30 years, I have offered psychic readings, programs, spiritual guidance, and other life skill techniques. As our lives have become more complicated, we often reach for answers. Who are we? Where are we headed? Are we pointed in the right direction? In addition, we often are concerned for our loved ones. I have helped thousands of people navigate their life circumstances through different modalities of spiritual and intuitive guidance. Call me at 561-755-2166 and allow me to further explain how I may assist you in clearing the path of yesterday so today and tomorrow will be a success. Call me at 561-755-2166 or visit my site, HalleyElise.com. That's HalleyElise.com.
You have been listening to empowerment psychic Halley Elise, a top 100 psychic. She is your connection to all things spiritual, psychic, and empowering. Your guide to peace and wisdom. For a private appointment off air, call 561-755-2166. Now, back to the Halley Elise Show with empowerment psychic Halley Elise.
Welcome back. Before we take our next caller, I just wanted to share a little something. I was thinking about the whole receiving thing, and I am guilty, like everyone else over the years, about somebody saying something and not being able to really accept it or integrate it, and having that response of, oh, yeah, it's because of, or, oh, it was no big deal. It's kind of interesting when you do a job well. You're not always, I'll say, as kind to yourself. And when I'm saying you, not you as an individual, but for those that it applies to, and I think it applies to many, there always seems to be that back-end thought about it could have been done better, or maybe I need to raise the bar, or maybe they're just saying that to be kind. What if you shift it? What if you shift it to say, they believe I did a good job? That means I believe I can do a good job. Or they believe I did a good job and I can be happy in this moment. I can be grateful that I've done a good job. And I look forward to doing even better next time. So this way, you are not beating yourself up, but you're allowing yourself to receive, be present, stay in a place of gratitude, and then have expansiveness. And the reason I bring up expansiveness is when you are open to receive, I mentioned earlier that it affects so many things in our lives. Expansiveness means all of a sudden you can receive at a level that you never thought was possible. You might find that a relative that you didn't even know about left you something in their will. You may find that somebody put your name in the hat for Mr. America or Miss America. I don't even know if we have that anymore. But you get the gist. The point is, don't think that just being okay with saying thank you simply means that you are just about this moment. It's so much bigger than that. When you systematically encourage your being, your sense of self to be comfortable and know that it's all right to receive, you vibrate at a higher level. When we vibrate at a higher level, we attract more. And we don't just attract more, but we attract more good into our world. And the more that we attract, the easier it is to help others. It's kind of an interesting thing. You get to a place where if you, for instance, are doing exceptionally well and you have somebody who comes over and they are not doing well, they're a dinner guest or a friend or they're at a cocktail party and you just happen to hear that they're on hard luck. You may be in that position to change their luck, whether it is with a compliment, again, giving so they can receive, or it is offering a job or pointing them in the right direction. But when you're comfortable, and it makes sense, when you're comfortable within your own space, doing your own thing, and you're open to receiving, how easy it is then to share. Whether it's a donation somewhere, whether it's giving your time, whether you are just allowing yourself to be aware of others that are around you. It changes the dynamic, not only within yourself, within your environment, and within the masses. Because anything that we do as an individual actually has an effect on the consciousness. Again, a little something to think about in respect to receiving. Okay, I believe we have Jamie on the line. Hi.
Hi, Haley. How are you?
Great. How are you?
I thought, am I going to miss her again? I haven't tried in like 2 months.
No, you got me. I do have to kind of get my stuff in here, though, on the radio.
Of course. It's not in the cards, but it is kind of an emergent situation because I'm having health issues, and, doctors just basically It gives me more anxiety because they look at you like you're crazy and it's just anxiety, but I didn't wake up at 50 with anxiety. So I thought it was my Synthroid. I was having bad side effects. I went off of it. I'm taking Tyrosint now, but my skin is like falling off my body, on the bottom of my feet still, now on my hands. And
oh, gracious.
I just didn't know if it's like the low B12, but it's not that low, or if there's something going on that, I mean, I had insomnia. Like, it's crazy stuff that my ex-husband has to stay here with me now because I'm so freaked out.
Okay, but what I'm hearing when you're talking, and obviously I'm not a doctor, I'm going to preface with that. I do not give medical advice. It's more sensory what comes in, but hopefully it's something that is helpful to you. If they've not investigated your entire endocrine system, I feel like that's what they should be doing, meaning not just the thyroid, but the system. So, for instance, if you look at our parasympathetic system or our nervous system, because you have the nervous system, parasympathetic system, endocrine system. We have so many different systems within our body. Right. If they are not in alignment, if one thing is off, obviously it can throw everything off. Now, with switching medications, obviously it takes an adjustment. And I know that some things take 2 weeks, some things take 3 months. It just depends on what
how you metabolize.
Right, exactly, how it's metabolized. Not only that, your genetic makeup as well as the medicine itself.
Plus, I'm an empath, so I'm hypersensitive. I mean, I don't even take Tylenol. So it's only been, Thursday will be 4 weeks since I went off. And now I have such a fear of going to bed because the insomnia was like, I had to go to the ER. It was really bad. It was like somebody was putting speed inside my body.
Oh, bless it.
And sleep has always been my gift, so I've never had an issue falling
Right, so this is very
life.
disturbing.
Yeah, it's very disconcerting because nobody knows what it is, and they just think I'm anxious and it's anxiety, but it's not.
No,
I'm getting anxiety because I can't sleep, not because and it's getting better, but then out of nowhere it will happen again. I mean, they give me Valium, and I don't take anything.
Right. Okay, find out if you can take valerian root, check with your doctor, make sure there's no conflict with the medicine that you're on, and see if that would assist you at least to sleep. But I want to go back to what I said as far as the endocrine system. I don't feel like they've looked deep enough. And the best
look at all.
Okay,
I didn't want to look.
Be insistent. And if you have a doctor who's like, nah, go to a different. And I don't mean to be facetious. I don't know if you've heard me speak before, but in the past I was very sick. And for 2.5 years, I went around to doctors who told me I need a vacation. I'm a hypochondriac. What else was I told? I
couldn't handle that.
I should just sleep more. My point being, I truly understand what you're going through, because when you don't feel well and you know you're not making it up, there's something really going on, then you want somebody to listen, and especially somebody who's supposed to help you.
You don't think it was the Synthroid? Because you can develop side effects after long-term use. And if it's still in my liver, you have to...
Right.
I eat so cleanly, and I don't get enough B12 because I'm a vegan.
Okay, so do yourself a favor here, because I keep going back, and as you're talking, I'm hearing endocrine. Find out from somebody, let's say, who does homeopathic work or holistic work. I'll say...
I am hiring someone. He's a biological holistic nutritionist.
Okay.
He's just spitting at my gym, but that's what he does for a living.
Awesome.
And I filled out all the paperwork for him, and he can write scripts through research because he's not a doctor.
Right. So I would guess that he does
integrative
medicine, since he does these other facets.
Yeah.
Find out from him specifically about if the endocrine system is impaired, even though the thyroid is functioning based on medicine, what areas do you have to look at? Because I keep coming back to that. Like, something is askew there that's throwing everything else off.
He thought adrenals, but I don't know how you fix it, because usually you have fatigue if they're failing, but if it's the opposite and it's sending adrenaline through your body, I mean, I don't even know how you can fix that, and why would that happen all of a sudden? It's so bizarre.
Well, it could happen because of getting off one medicine, going on another medicine. I mean, again, the way
that's why I went off the other medicine, because that medicine was making me crazy, like I wanted to jump off the building.
Well,
and
I have heard
20 years.
I have heard with Synthroid all different types of things. I know one person who loves it. It made a huge difference in their life. They couldn't live without it. And I know a few people, though, that have been on and either had to wean off or it had to be adjusted because it just wasn't serving them. And again, you're an individual.
They do actually put fillers and inactive ingredients and dyes, and they are allowed to change some of the inactive ingredients and not disclose them.
And not disclose. Correct.
The doctor told me, and the pharmacist concurred, that it is true that you can get a different 75, say that's your dosage, or 88.
Right, but that
cc's.
slight change can throw other things off.
It could be different from each drugstore each month, and it could be a different ingredient, and I could be allergic to it. Like, who knows?
Right. This doctor that you're going to be working with, hopefully he does kinesiology.
Yeah, he's a nutritionist.
A nutritionist, excuse me.
Yeah.
Ask him if he does kinesiology, and have him actually muscle test anything that you're taking. Make sure beforehand that your body is receptive to it. And I would even go as far as to, let's say, write down the name of the previous medicine that you were taking versus whatever you're taking now.
I'm on Tyrosint now. Yeah, they ask you for all that. You have to fill out like 10 pages.
Okay, well, good. So then they're thorough. Because, again, my feel here is it has to do with that endocrine system. And it may be that the adrenals in some way are impaired because of the other, or vice versa. But I feel like this can get straightened out. Hang in there.
Soon,
but
I hope.
But push for them to dig deeper than what they do.
Well, that's why I'm hiring him, because
Okay.
the doctor said, I'm sorry, I don't handle insomnia. I said, but you are an endocrinologist. You handle diseases that cause insomnia. You prescribe drugs that cause insomnia. So therefore, by default, you do handle insomnia. Like, this is how I was treated by my own doctors.
Right. But again, I'm sad to say so many are narrow in their view. If there's something out of the spectrum of what they do on a daily basis, they don't want to do it. They're not familiar with it enough, or they just feel that it's not their job.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to say, but dig till you find the doctor that you feel comfortable with. If this nutritionist is somebody who's really, I'm going to say, on his game, he should be able to pick this up for you. He should also recommend certain blood tests and be able
That's what he's going to do.
Good. Okay.
Then
You're on track here, honey. And
I'll
this
get better.
this craziness will go away. But like I said, check in the interim if you can take valerian root. And if your doctor says okay, pardon?
I heard that can give you nightmares.
That I don't know. I would check it though, because that's what pops up as we're speaking. Believe it or not, we are out of time.
Okay, thank you so much.
You're welcome, honey. Be well.
All right, take care, you too.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Well, that's it for this evening. I'm going to suggest everybody think over the week about how can you receive more? How can you be open to compliments, to gifts? And gifts don't necessarily have to be something tangible. Sometimes it is just a feeling that somebody gives to you, a smile, a wink of the eye. Be open to those things, because again, it raises your vibration. Have a great week, everyone. We'll talk next week. Bye-bye.
Remember to tune in every Tuesday on WNN at 9 p.m. for more peace, inspiration, and psychic phenomena with empowerment psychic Halley Elise, Top 100 Psychic.